about, but there's also another story here which is both in the Nation and the Standard, and it is the sad demise of Evelyn Namuhula, who had given birth to quintuplets, 5 children at a go, but unfortunately she developed some complications just early morning, and by midday she was gone. But of course, not just her story, but the question of also universal health coverage. And looking at her story, it highlights why we need medical services and medical facilities accessible to many. I'll start with you, Honorable Kosing. This is a story that, of course, highlights the fact that universal health coverage is long overdue.
It's very important. Universal health care is deadly important. First of all, I would like to say that this was really very sad story when I saw yesterday. Really sad. Of course, you know what this lady did, by giving birth to those many children.
The 5 children.
5 children. This is somebody we should have celebrated. In fact, one mama also a few weeks or 1 month ago gave birth to 4 children in my constituency. And I had to buy her 2 cows, because I was also celebrating. That is something I've never seen in my life. It was the first in history. So I think this is very unfortunate. But again, it is underscoring the reason why His Excellency the President saw that there is a need to be able to deal with this issue. However, I think we have a problem, Mike, and I think we need to address as a country. When we devolve health, right, I think there was a mistake. Or, if there is no mistake, in my view, our governors have not really understood what is health. and basically, in fact, in the last parliament, I used to think that when you are a governor, you should look yourself as an MOH. Because the primary thing that was devolved was actually health. There are 2 things, primarily 100% devolved, health and agriculture. So, but health touches the people. So, in fact, governors would have spent, in my view, most of the monies in health. And I'm happy that now the Revenue Allocation Commission is coming up with a different model of division of revenue, which is tied to activities. So that if it is health, we decide here in National Assembly and Senate. We say how much is going to health, so that we can be able to allocate the money sufficiently to deal with health. Health is the biggest problem in this country, Mike. And I think because of that issue which I'm talking about, that devolution. So when it was devolved, what happens is that some governors, right, might not really concentrate on health. So what happens, they look at issues which are quick wins in terms of politics, okay, building a class or doing some water there and so on, then they forget about health. Number 2 also, I think health workers need to understand that, and they need to appreciate that the people of Kenya decided that they go counties. Some of them, Mike, have not even understood or agreed. Even some doctors have not agreed. So if you were to look at it there, you might think that there is a go slow, between the whole entire framework of health, there is a go slow. Doctors have not appreciated that they are down there in the counties. They want to come back. They are saying, okay, let's amend the constitution. So there is a war. In fact, I think this is as a result, and I like the way you have asked this question. Maybe this is the beginning of a national debate and saying, who is not doing what, right? So that we save our people. There might be some go slow in doctors because they want to come back. I have seen a lot of them coming to health committee in parliament saying, oh, let's have a commission. Oh, we forgot we should have a commission like TSC so that it looks upon after us. It's not about governance and so on. There is a big problem in health,
in healthcare. All right. Whether do you agree that maybe devolving health was something that we shouldn't have done? Because there are those who feel that obviously the reason why it was devolved is to bring services closer to the people. Whether that's happening or not,
I think that was the biggest mistake. One of the few mistakes. I don't know how I never saw it. That was a big mistake. If there's any one amendment that I would accept, it is this one. The governors that yes, it was slightly better. Even if they stole, it was large enough. You still something remains. Now you go down there, you will find that the governors are more happy with doing roads and classrooms than buying medicine.
What Honorable Kosing is calling
at least I saw my grandmother was admitted at Kombewa sub-district hospital, and I think Governor Nyong'o is doing a good job in difficult circumstances. I don't know whether you are hearing it works. If you look at a case like this lady, may the Lord Almighty rest her soul in eternal peace, it was a case of negligence. For the heart to enlarge, it means that she's had a prolonged high blood pressure. and having 5 kids pumping blood through them. Actually, that was the problem. It means if she was,
inevitable.
If she was being attended to during she was going for the clinics, they would have detected this. But because they want to do roads and they want to do buildings and they want to do all sorts of things, and then they open, then they forget about health. They mishandle doctors, professionals. They mishandle them. They treat them worse than they treat their ward reps. In fact, it is a lot easier when you go to these governors with porojo panganga about Ruto or about President Uhuru or about Raila. They will give you a half a day. But when you go and tell them we would like to fix health like this, they say, Kijana, wacha porojo mingi. These people. So that, as we debate, let us rethink this strategy. But meanwhile, please, governors, what we are more concerned about is food, health. I am a believer that a well-fed, healthy child can learn under a tree and do very well than a sick one.
All right.
Honorable
Singh, you're a member of parliament, you're a legislator, that's where laws begin. What do you suggest needs to be done? Because saying that we shouldn't have devolved healthcare is a little too late, because it's already done.
I have a different view. In fact, if there is anything that would have been devolved, in my view, and I will differ with Weda, not that we were agreeing on other issues. Yes, we were. But on this one, I think I will not agree. Let me tell you, if you are devolution, what is the meaning of devolution? Devolution is taking service closer to the people.
To the people.
So what is the service that you need to be so close to the people? It is health, right? It's actually health. So that it is closer to the people. And that is the thinking and the framework of understanding in our constitution. And that is why we said, okay, well, let it be. I think where the problem is in terms of law, and not really law, I think what is missing is the doctors must agree that they have been devolved. There is a problem in agreeing, and in putting your mind and say, look, you know what, you are doing a service that was devolved in a county. So a governor is your boss. Whether, and that is a debate that is for another day, whether the model of electing, universal suffrage, electing a governor through universal suffrage method was the best method, I think that is something that we will debate later. Because, when you elect a governor, when a governor goes around and asks for votes and is elected, of course he will have to look at what is quick win in terms of what is the easiest for him to get votes and come back. Everybody who's a politician, including me, are working to come back. That is natural thinking of a politician. So maybe he's looking for those quick wins that I'm saying, low-hanging fruits in politics. What Weda is saying, doing some water there, going to lunch, showing that you have done something and something like that. But I think our governors, through now the summit, the president should read the right act to governors. The president, through his implementation of the system, should be able to impress upon governors to take health as number one. As much as universal health care is important nationally, unless it is in that village, unless it is in that county, it will not actually succeed, Mike, very much. So I think my problem is the doctors must accept that they are in the county and work for the people.
Just allow me to explain one thing to Mheshimiwa. Money to counties is allocated on the basis of population. You count the population of Machakos County, you allocate then money to them. Nairobi, Kisumu. So if Machakos Hospital is doing much better, people from Nairobi, people from Kajiado will go there, yet their money went to Kajiado, yet their money went to Kisumu. Since health is cross-county, therefore, those who are doing a good job tend to suffer more because their resources are depleted by others from other countries. That is why it should remain national. If you understand the context that even the medicines are imported from abroad, they are not manufactured in West or North or South Pokot, then this should have remained. You can do the roads, especially the funny ones that you do down there, and